In an ancient Essex town, a very modern social experiment has been unfolding organically. Research tells us that younger and older people are the two groups of society most affected by ageist attitudes and marginalisation. But in the leafy suburbs of Maldon, two forces to be reckoned with are challenging perception, meeting stigma head-on, and the result has been life-changing.
At All Saints, we believe that as well as providing the fundamentals for children, so reading, writing, maths, we also need to make sure that they're the scientists, musicians, dancers of the future, so we give a broad, balanced curriculum as well. However, to be able to do all of those things, they also need to have life skills. So we want them to be problem solvers, we want them to be team players, we want them to be empathetic and compassionate citizens of the future. So to be able to develop those skills, you need to give them opportunities.
Could a chat and a game of snakes and ladders reduce the amount of pills an older person is taking for their pain? Can a regular giggle with a group of 10-year-olds help someone's sense of well-being improve to the point of reducing the demand on a local GP? If the answers to these questions become yes, what impact could this have on the traditional landscape of local health commissioning?
I had some anxieties because Leo is autistic and he does find being with people he doesn't know quite daunting. So he was a little bit nervous, but I think he felt that he wanted to do this to increase his confidence.
Well, I did feel a bit worried at first because I thought that talking to different people is basically a bit. I thought I wasn't confident enough to talk to other people.
Longfield is a care home in Maldon and we care for residents either with or without dementia. We've got 40 beds in total. Many of our residents will be with us for quite a long time and we care for them like we would a member of the family.
It was a bit scary walking in, but I think once you were in and you'd met all the other people, it was okay to be in that environment.
I felt a bit nervous because they're people I never met before.
I was really nervous personally because, I don't know, my nan and granddad are quite active and obviously they had dementia, so it was a lot different.
I liked hearing all their stories of when they were younger and finding out a bit more about them.
My favourite thing was just seeing them smile and enjoying themselves.
My favourite thing was when we didn't, the second week, when they all greeted us, where they were so excited. They were saying, "Hello Leo, hello Fletcher." It was also really nice.
I'm autistic, which makes I can't talk to people a lot. And if I didn't do that project, I wouldn't be in front of this camera and I probably wouldn't be able to do it. But now it's just made me feel a lot more confident.
I think I understand them a lot more because you met lots of different people with lots of different things and you just need to take your time with them, and once you get to know them you just understand what you need to help them with. So
We found that as the project built, more and more people got involved and the interest grew. So having it as a regular project week in, week out really helped.
As a family, we don't actually have many elderly relatives. Both my husband and my parents are early 60s, so I don't really class that as old in this day and age. So Alice's experience with older people, I say, is quite limited. So obviously with taking part in the Up Project, she's obviously got to meet people within their 80s, 90s, people with dementia who she's never sort of come across before, and she's loved it. She's blossomed.
He seems to be a little bit more understanding. If we pass people in the street and they're slightly elderly, he's always rushed to help them. There's a lady as we park for school every day, and she always waves at us, and he takes the time to talk to her.
It's so easy sometimes to reach to a medication pad, but in actual fact, rather than giving a prescription, if we could give a prescription of sitting down and talking, particularly with young children, which they often aren't exposed to, I think this has considerable health benefits.
The atmosphere and the children there is absolutely lovely. I wish you could bottle it really and have that every day. But what has surprised me is that despite having dementia, many of our residents are remembering that the children have been there. They're talking about it the next day and asking when they'll be back. And that's just really lovely to see.
And tomorrow, for the lady who has no memory, I'll remind her that the children came, and then she'll tell me all about it again. It is the highlights of her week.
I love the kids more than ever. They put a lot into it. I look forward to it.
I think it's because it's such a positive atmosphere and such a happy thing to have. That's why it sticks in people's minds, and they do remember it, and they are benefiting from it emotionally.
I think every school should have an Up project because it makes children understand what old people are going through.
It's really good to do that, to like take that experience so you know what it's like to be with older people. Because some people don't have the opportunity to have great grandparents, even grandparents. So it would be good for them to be around old people and just to be so happy.
I think everybody should have an Up project because it helps children as much as it helps the elderly.
The Up project undoubtedly has had an impact on our Year 6 children and made them better, more compassionate citizens of the future. And we can already see in some of our foundation children that are working with the members of Haley House that it's already impacting on them as well.
Mid Essex CCG supporting the Up project by trying to evaluate it. It's really important that this project isn't just a nice thing to do. We need to be able to prove that it has positive outcomes, both for the children in the school, but also for the residents in the care home. I really hope that if we can prove that this project is successful, both for the children and for the residents, that we can replicate it. If we can replicate it so that every school in Maldon's doing this, and potentially every school in Essex is doing this, we can make a real change to a generation of kids and a generation of adults.
Well, best thing, probably staying out of school, but...
Yeah.